Welcome to the Decluttering Extravaganza Home Decor Edition. Last week we decluttered my closet, all my clothing, and today we're going to be decluttering my home decor. I kind of just wanted to do a general home declutter, but then I realized that's going to be way too overwhelming. We're going to try and do small, we're going to do sections. So rather than doing like the whole house and trying to do all my junk cupboards in one go, we're breaking it down, and this is simply just home decor. And home decor is a bit more subjective. I feel like it's hard to get rid of certain things because you don't necessarily need a certain amount. You know, when there's like an empty shelf, you want to fill it with some nice decor, and it can be harder to decide what to keep and what to get rid of, I feel like. But we're going to break it down category by category, like candlesticks, vases, things like that, etc., because I do have quite a bit of home decor because I love thrifting and I really have collected quite a few little treasures along my way. So I'm going to be putting everything on this kitchen table. Obviously, we can't move all of the home decor onto the table. You know, I'm not going to unplug all my lamps and bring them over here, but we're going to go around room to room for those items and decide whether or not we want the things that we have. But let's start small. We're going to start with candlesticks, okay? We're going to leave our candlestick here. I'm going to collect all the candlesticks from my house and put them all out on this table so that we can really break it down. I guess also just like candle vessels. Like this isn't really a candle stick. What qualifies it as a candlestick? I turn on the light. Sure. Okay, these are all of the candlesticks. We have collected them from around the house. It's a little overwhelming. It's way more than I thought it was. And we don't need this many, do we? I think particularly with candles, one thing to remember is that you can move them from room to room. Of course you can. Even though in my mind, I would like to think that I need 3 candlesticks in the bathroom and 1 on the bedside and some in the living room to create ambiance. I really don't. If I'm actually setting up a fun movie night or going to have a bath, I can go and grab the candlesticks from around the house and put them in that area. It's very easy. I may as well only have candlesticks that I really care about and that I actually want to use. The other thing about these candlesticks is I'm noticing lots of them are really dusty. In fact, almost all of them are really dusty, which if I only have a couple of candlesticks that I really love, I'm a lot more likely to keep those ones clean, wash them when I'm moving them from room to room, rather than just have them sitting on a shelf where I don't really use them and don't really appreciate them and don't clean them. So let's do this, shall we? We're going to be breaking these things down with 3 criteria. They are, grab out my little handy dandy little notebook, I have a little notepad in my pocket, believe it or not. There's 3 requirements. Number 1, is it aesthetically pleasing? Do you like the way that it looks? Not only do you like the way that it looks, but do you love the way that it looks? Is this a piece that you actually look at and you just go, oh, I love that candlestick? Or is this a candlestick that you're looking at and you're like, I could take it or leave it? Number 2, is it functional? Can and do you use it? Obviously, these are all functional because these are candlesticks. But if we get to the miscellaneous items, for example, some of them might be just for decor. They don't really have a function. And our 3rd requirement is, does it have sentimental value? Was it a gift? Does it have a good memory associated with it? Did you buy it with a friend? Did you buy it at a store when you were on a trip or something like that? Does it have sentimental value? Now, obviously, you could keep items that only meet one of these requirements. If something has sentimental value and it's important to you, that's fair. If something's functional and you're using it, that's a fair reason to keep something. And if it's aesthetically pleasing, you like the way it looks, sure, that's a good reason to keep it. However, I will say, for the sake of decluttering and the fact that I have so many things that I have accumulated from the thrift store, and also just for the sake of not having too many things that we don't really need and want, we are going to break down everything based off of whether it meets 2 of our 3 requirements. And I'm getting too hot and I'm going to take off my sweater. My mom was getting rid of some clothes and she was getting rid of this collared sweater. And she asked if I wanted it and I said no. And then I came home and I tried it on and I was like, oh wait, yes. Yes, I do want that. So let's take care of business. We have to meet 2 of our 3 requirements for everything in the home, okay? This, for example, is a matchstick holder. Not only do I like how it looks, I like the orange and blue and everything. My sister gave this to me. It has sentimental value and it's functional because it's for lighting candles. That guy is a keep. Now, these little suckers, these are to put out candles when they're lit around the house. I will say, I don't exactly care for how this one looks. It's just kind of plain and black. I think I got it at like H&M or something like that. And I really like how this one looks. I got this one at the thrift store. Do I need 2 of these? Not really. This one was on a shelf as decoration. This one was in the living room for functional purposes. And I think I should just put this one in the living room as decoration and functional purpose. And we should get rid of this guy. Also on the note of getting rid of items, we are going to have a keep pile, a donate pile, and a sell pile. And for your sell pile, keep in mind whether or not you're actually going to sell it. And if you add something to your sell pile and you have it for like 6 months to a year, you probably should just donate it. Clear the space physically, clear the space mentally. You don't have to worry about that thing anymore. And is it really worth the $50 you were going to make off of it? Probably not if it's been sitting there for 6 months and you still haven't mustered up the motivation to sell it. I had some nightstands in my garage that I had made and had tiled them. They were like when that tile trend was cool for the tables, and they were in my garage for over a year, taking up space when I was doing projects. And every time I looked at them, I was like, oh my goodness, I still need to sell those. And I probably would have made like $100 off of them. And instead, I was like, you know what? I just need to donate these. I'm clearly not going to go through the whole process of taking photos of these and selling them, so I just need to get rid of them. And I got rid of them and it felt great, and I haven't regretted it since. Okay, something to keep in mind. Okay, I have all these gold candlesticks, and I actually really like these gold candlesticks. One of the reasons that I really like them is because Isabel Page, who I love on YouTube, always has a little gold candlesticks in her videos, which she's actually one of the reasons that I am saying that you can move your items that you need to use around from room to room, because I feel like she has the same 2 gold candlesticks in every single one of her videos, and she'll just have them in the kitchen when she's baking, but then she'll have them in her studio when she's like sewing a project or something. So yeah, of course you can always move them to room. So I do want to keep all these gold ones. I really like the gold ones. I think that 2 of them look cute next to each other, which leaves us with all of these. Because realistically, I'm like, if I had 2 in the kitchen, 2 in the living room, 2 in the bathroom, and 2 in my bedroom, that's 8 candlesticks. 8 is already probably too many. That would be us having 2 in every room without moving them around. And I also have some floor candelabras that are in the living room and upstairs in my bedroom. So like we got plenty of candles, okay? And even in the fireplace, there's candles. We got candles galore. We're not running low on candles. So this one, we're getting rid of. Don't love the look of it. Just don't care about it. We're gonna get rid of her. I guess I'll do keep stuff over here. This silver one, I love it. It's like a 2-for-1 situation. I love having this on a dining table. We're keeping her. This guy I really liked. It's like an Ebenezer Scrooge vibe, but lately it hasn't been calling my name. I just like don't love the look of it anymore, even though it's kind of cool. It says Canada on the bottom. It was made in Canada, but I just don't care for it. Like I like the gold one better. So we're gonna get rid of that one. Same with this one, honestly. I've been contemplating getting rid of this guy for years. So we're gonna get rid of him. I love this guy to this day. Still one of my favorite dancing candlestick holders. We're gonna keep that guy. I do like this one a lot actually. And it's silver. Silver ones are less easy to come by. It's got a nice little scalloped edge. She's a keeper. Then these, I love these little marble tea light holders. They're so cute. This one in particular I love. This one I also love. The brown stone. This one I'm not as crazy about. We're gonna get rid of her. Wow, she is nice though, isn't she? But no, I don't need it, okay? 2, this only really counts as 1, doesn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. And then I'm also gonna keep this. I talked about maybe getting rid of this in one of my videos. I decided we're gonna keep it, and I think we have a cool spot where we're gonna hang it up later. That hopefully works out. So we'll leave that for later. That's candles done. I'm gonna clean these and put them back. Okay, next round is vases. Now I already know we're gonna have way too many vases and we're gonna have to be a bit more cutthroat with this. Now, obviously these are all functional. And this is not including my plant pots because I do have lots of plants and pots around. For this round, we're actually going to add a 4th criteria, which is it unique? Like particularly unique. You know, if you're going to donate this to the thrift store, what are the chances of you finding something similar? So I guess now we have 4 criteria. So you have to hit 2 of the 4. But with this, we're going to actually hit 3. Because since I have so many vases and I feel like I really don't need this many, we're going to have to hit 3 of our 4 criteria. Now, first of all, obviously all these are functional. So we've already hit the functional. And up first is this one. It's aesthetically pleasing. I love the wood cutouts. I did just get this from your average run-of-the-mill thrift store, but it's very unique. It is hand-carved from Thailand. It's a wooden hand-carved vase. So we're gonna keep that one. This one is also from a run-of-the-mill thrift store, but I would say it's very unique, functional. We like the look ski. We're gonna keep ski. I think I'm gonna end up keeping all of these possibly. This little tiny one, gorgeous, functional, quite unique. These brass vases are actually kind of hard to come by. And if you go to a vintage store, they sell them for quite a lot more than they do at the average thrift store. I had been looking for a bigger one and I just found a bigger one last week. We're gonna keep both of these. They meet 3 of the 4. This little guy is made out of redwood from the redwood forest, California, which Brendan and I were just there, so that's why I wanted this. I found it at the thrift store though, but I thought it was like nice, tied to a little memory. It meets all 4 criteria. Speaks for itself. Lovely, gorgeous wooden vase. This lovely lady, Jasmine, gave me this when I first moved into my house. It really hits all 4, doesn't it? From Brendan's mom, it really hits all of the criteria, doesn't it? Ooh, okay, we might not be getting rid of anything. See, this one also is unique. I love it. I obviously could try and make it so that it has to fit all 4, but then I have to get rid of all the unique ones that I really love. So that's kind of tricky. This thing I was using in the bathroom as a diffuser. I don't care for it. I don't really even like it. This guy's out. And in fact, I might put the diffuser liquid in here and use this in the bathroom instead. Yeah. We're gonna do that. We'll do that later. This one we're gonna get rid of, just from the thrift store. It's pretty basic. We don't need it. I actually just got that one because it was for a room makeover. Vases are also another important one to keep in mind, that you can move them around from room to room. You wanna have flowers in the dining room when you're having a dinner party, you can just take the vase from the living room and put it in the dining room. You gotta keep that in mind, and you don't need to accumulate too many vases. Don't be like me. When I found this one at the thrift store recently, I was like, I don't even have that many vases. Now that I think about it, the unique category is kind of like a cheat situation, because I just really don't want to get rid of any of my vases. Which lots of them, I mean, the main reason that I do like them is because they are unique, and if they don't have a nostalgic attachment, then I still want to keep them, but I do have too many. So it's quite a struggle. But you know what? We've got room to grow with the vases. Maybe eventually I will be able to part with some. So we're going to remove the unique criteria for the rest of the items, actually. I think that was kind of ridiculous. Oh, God. Because kind of everything can be argued that it's unique anyway, so that was me kind of cheating. Anyway, I spilled this everywhere, so I have to cut these sticks. What are you doing? Really? That looks stupid. Should I just make the big one be the... That looks kind of silly too, doesn't it, with the skewers? I wonder if I could put my fake branches in here, like hide the fact that it's a diffuser thing. Things are getting weird now. This is the only fake plant that I've left. I actually like it because I think it looks kind of real. But other than that, I'm not big on the fake plants usually. Oh, the price tag is still on it. Looks better than the sticks coming out of it. I mean, honestly, when I'm in the bathroom, I feel like I can't even smell this diffuser thing. Do I just get rid of the stuff anyway? Yeah, we're gonna X-nay the diffuser. I'm feeling like this is also looking silly. Like, I honestly think I only liked these in the one vase that I have. That was for these. So we're gonna keep them for that, because I'm propagating a tree in that vase right now. So we'll figure that out later. Keep these two, get rid of the diffuser situation. Okay, we're making moves. We're making moves. For our next category, we will be doing the miscellaneous things and stuff and things and stuff and stuff and things. Miscellaneous. I like to think of myself as someone who doesn't have too many miscellaneous things, but now that I'm looking around my house, maybe I do. Maybe I do. But that's okay. We're going back to being cutthroat. We're only keeping items that meet 2 of our 3 criteria. Uh-oh, is this ruined? What is that? Don't know what that stain is. Gonna leave it. You know, it doesn't look like that much decor throughout the whole of my house, but for someone who doesn't like to keep little knickknacks, I think we've accumulated a decent amount. So this fruit bowl is problematic because when you put the food in and it's weighing it lopsided, it flops over. So it's not functional. It's really bothering me. I do love the look of it, but that's okay. We're not going to keep it. And I think it's important to just get rid of it now and use a bowl that I know I'm going to keep for the time being until I find a fruit bowl, because there's no point in me holding on to this since I already know I don't want it and since it's really bothering me functionally. So I'm going to be putting my fruit into a different bowl for now. Obviously, this bowl is too small to be my fruit bowl. Otherwise, I would just keep this bowl as my fruit bowl. This bowl is a bowl that my friend Grace gave me, but that's okay. It's going to hold all the lemons for now. Now at least I don't have to deal with this thing, and also honestly I keep on forgetting to look for a fruit bowl at the thrift store, and I think that the fact that that fruit bowl is too small is going to put some pressure on for me to find a new one, since it's going to bother me that we can't fit all of our fruit in there. I'm going to be like, make sure I check that fruit bowl section at the thrift store. This is a book holder. I like it for a nightstand or whatever because you can hold your books without having to stack them. I love this thing, and in fact I want to put it back on my nightstand, so that's gonna go back on my nightstand. We're gonna keep both of these clocks. I actually had another clock that I already got rid of because I was ticking really loud and I didn't like it, but these ones are both good. Actually, speaking of clocks, I have a clock in the kitchen. It's this one right here, and I really loved this clock. And I still do, but it used to be a nicer shade of green, but the sun damaged the green, and so now it's like a lighter green shade that I don't love, but I'm sure someone else likes that shade of green. And it's like a cool wooden clock that I got at the thrift store. So we're gonna redonate that one for someone else to enjoy. Coasters. I only have 2 sets of coasters. I love these ones, they're functional. Love these ones, they're functional. Brother-in-law made them. We're keeping our coasters. Oh, and a bonus coaster, Bonester. My friend Kate gave me this when we were like children, like when we were like 6 or 7 years old. It says the only thing better than a good friend is one with chocolate, because I love chocolate and friends. So we keep that. This is Brendan's cup from Japan. I don't really know if you'd ever actually be drinking out of it, but we got to keep that for Brendo. Speaking of Brendo, he also has this vase. It's not a vase, it's a liquor bottle. I think it's also from somewhere in Asia. We gotta keep that. This is a triangle. This is our first non-functional item, I do believe. It's a stone triangle. However, it is beautiful. And I actually found this in the lobby of my sister and my brother-in-law's first apartment, probably like 8 years ago. Someone had a little box of free things that you could take, and this was in there, and I took it. So it's good juju, so we're keeping it. A moose. A moose. Obviously also not functional. We're really getting into the items that are not functional here. But I got this on Vancouver Island with my friend Steph. So we gotta keep that. That's from me and my bestie's trip together. I use as a book holder, a bookend, and it's cool. This I use as a bookend, but I really don't like it for some reason. I had really wanted a globe, and then I found this bookend globe, but I really don't like it. I don't know why, it's just not hitting the vibe, you know? So we're gonna get rid of her. Is this fun for you guys? Are you having fun going through all my things? This is a wooden toy that climbs up the rope. My parents gave me and my sister these, I think for Christmas one year. Anyway, that's obviously a keep. I don't know why I would ever get rid of something like that. This is a candle holder, but I keep my jewelry in it. Very functional, very beautiful, much needed. A paper crane. Now, you might be wondering, Andy, why would you be keeping that crane made out of trash? Well, my cousin made this at my other cousin's wedding, and I thought it was cool, and so we keep it. This perfume box from 1995, the year I was born. We're gonna keep it. I love it. It holds all my, fine, I'll show you. It holds my little perfumes. My little perfumes, my little essential oils, my little wisdom teeth. Holds all the things. Okay, this little dish, I like this dish a lot. I think it might even be an ashtray. That's kind of like what it looks like, doesn't it? And it goes on Brendan's bedside, and it holds his compass. What is this thing? And I found this loonie. Found it. I got it as change one day, and I thought it was cool because it has this little airplane on it. So now he keeps them on his bedside in this dish. But I will say, I don't care so much about this dish. Oh, it's like a homemade dish. Whoa, Chantel from 72. She made this in 1972? This is vintage. Maybe I should keep this. Wow, I like that actually now. I mean, I always liked how it looked. What I was gonna say about this was that it's functional. I like how it looks, but I don't have any attachment to it. Whereas this little bowl is functional. I like how it looks, and I made it when I was doing a clay class with my sister. So I was gonna keep this one on Brennan's bedside instead of this one, but now I kind of want to keep this one because it's kind of cool. It's from 1972. I think I'll keep both, even though I don't exactly have a function for this one. But if I ever need a little vessel, I guess I'll keep this in mind. And this one will go back on Brendan's bedside. This dancing man, I think it's from IKEA, but I got it at the thrift store. Doesn't really have a function. I do like how it looks, but I don't have any attachment to it, so it's gotta go. It's gotta go. And then we've got this guy. That's right. This guy is a rat racer. And you pull it back and it drives into things. It's a little toy. Me and my friends always are saying rats because one of our friends was saying rats, and it's just been a running thing for years now. And this is a little rat driving a pizza car. And so one of my friends got it for me. So really this is hitting all 3 criteria because it's nice to look at, it functions as a race car, and it's from a friend. So we're keeping the rat racer. It's actually kind of sick. I think I'm gonna like group all these little trinkets together. Or is that weird? To put like all of my things that don't really have a function, but are just cool. Should I group them together? That'd be kind of fun. Next up, we have plants and plant pots. I actually used to be quite the plant guy, and I've really narrowed down my plants quite a bit. So I already know that I really love all the plants that are around my house. So we don't really need to go through all of them, but we do need to talk about these because these pots have just been sitting in my plant bin, and then weird things are going on with the rest of these. So this is actually supposed to be a mortar and pestle that the plants aren't growing very well in, so I'm hoping that this plant will grow very well in here. If it doesn't, I think I'm gonna have to part ways with that. So we'll see how that one goes. That one's TBD. This plant is totally dead. I thought it was gonna regrow in here. It's clearly not, so we need a new plant to put in here. That goes on Brendan's bedside. This pot is fine, however, it's like a bit too shallow for my liking. It's from IKEA. I do still like it quite a bit. Do I keep or do I not keep? Anyway, it's too shallow for this plant. So I want to put this plant into here, into this pot, because I really love this pot. This pot, I feel like I should keep it. It's kind of cool, but I have yet to put a plant in here that I like the look of in here. I did paint it this green color, so maybe if I painted it a different color, I would like something in here. This actually would be good for my parsley that I like to bring inside in the winter. Yes, yes. We'll probably do that. We'll put parsley in here. I'm gonna go outside and plant these because this is seeming ridiculous that I would do this like this. Okay, let's go outside because it's nice outside today. Actually, before we go outside, let's talk about these. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. I really like the look of it, but I've just like never used it. Clearly, I don't like it that much. I don't like love it. I really like this one too, and I would love to use it. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe because it doesn't have a drainage hole. So I think I should drill a drainage hole in this and put a plant in it. I don't really know what plant I want, but this would be like cute on a table or something. Okay, so we're gonna keep this. And I don't have a plant to go in here right now, or do I? Okay, I actually do have this little, I think it's called a money plant cutting that we're gonna put in here. We'll see if this grows. There we go. I think that looks much better, and I put some moss on top of it, so hopefully the moss grows. That would be kind of cool. Which means the rocks can go on here. There we go. Cool. Whoa, look at all this moss, actually. That's amazing. What? Wow, that's pretty cool. And now the parsley. This feels like it could just like go in my kitchen somewhere or something. Whoa. Actually, I don't think I should mess with the roots of this. I seem to have a pretty good root system. I'm not gonna mess with this. Whoops. Okay. Okay guys, this pot I'm really uncertain as to whether or not I should keep. I think we're gonna keep it because I really do like the look of it. I think I just really don't like the green color, something about green with the green plant. This green in particular with the green plant, I'm not liking as much. I also just don't have the right plant in here, but I think I would like it a lot more if it wasn't this green color, so we're gonna paint it. The only other thing that we have as far as plants go was this pot. It's seen better days. I definitely need to restain it. It's made out of wood, which part of the reason that I don't like this one as much is because I feel like the water in the wood is gonna ruin it. So I think I'd have to find like a little dish or pot that will fit in here for the plant to sit in. That's a good idea because I would like to keep it. I really like two-toned wood things, and it has two tones of wood, the dark and the, you can see on the inside, it's like hasn't been as damaged. This must be sun damage on the outside actually, but surely I can fix it from just restaining it. So I'm gonna do that because I still really love this one. And then the rest of my plant pots I do quite like, or I have like a couple plants that I need to sell. And then that, we're good. Tomorrow we are going to pick this back up and we're going to do books and we're going to do lamps. Tomorrow we're doing books and we're doing lamps. I wasn't expecting this to take this long, honestly, which hasn't taken too long, but I think just corralling everything has taken a little bit of time. That's okay. And I also started late today, but I really want to go for a run. And then Brendan wants to hang out tonight. I think we're going to make a truffle pasta with a bunch of mushrooms that I got from Amart earlier, a bunch of different mushrooms, and maybe watch Mission Impossible. You know the drill. I'm gonna go. Tomorrow we'll talk about books, we'll talk about lamps, and we will talk a bit about art. We're not really gonna be going through art, but we will talk a little bit about it. Okay, I'll see you there.
I will see you there, or I will see you on another time.
Hello, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, it's another time. We are back, ready to do lamps and books and art today. The lamps that I have set up around my house, I already know that I really love them. You know, I've walked around, I live in this house, I see the lamps, I notice the decor. If I didn't like them, I would take them down. Then these are all of our extras. So we have this one. Every time I go to the thrift store, I do look for a shade for this one. I really want a lampshade for it, so I'm gonna keep it. It's like still in my mind, I'm still on the hunt. I actually would love to be using that lamp. This one, Gorgeous lampshade. I love this thing. I actually need to keep it. I don't have a purpose for it, but maybe I will someday. I was gonna make a light fixture out of this thing, like a wall sconce that comes out on the wood. Benji Plant has one on his house, but I have yet to do that. And like, I'm not gonna take the time to do that right now. So we're gonna get rid of this. This is just a globe, but globes are my favorite type of lighting. I found it at the thrift store and I had to pick it up. I feel like it's also good to have in case one of my globes breaks, because I do have quite a few globe pendant lights. And I might make a lamp out of it eventually. It even would just be a good table lamp, like that IKEA globe lamp. I have one of those, but if I wanted like a second one to match or something, this would be good. So I'm allowing myself to keep these globes for pendants. This guy I also want to keep, even though I can't find a spot for it right now. Like, I have all the pendant lights filled out in my house. My friends gave it to me because they knew I would like it, and I love it, and I'm sure I'll find a spot for it eventually. Honestly, now I'm looking in this corner of my desk area, and it would look kind of good hanging right there if I ever wanted to move that post lamp. I'm thinking of spots. This, however, we can totally get rid of. I have this vintage IKEA lamp. This is how it's supposed to look. And then I found another base for it, and I made this little wooden doohickey because it was missing the glass globe and the metal thing that holds the glass. Anyways, the glass thing that I had on here, it fell off and broke. Also, I just don't have a use for it. I already don't have a spot for that one. There's no point in me keeping this one, so we're gonna get rid of this one. And I do love this lamp, so I'm going to keep it right now, even though I don't have a spot for it. Well, and I guess I don't have a spot for any of these, which, unless you have the space for the storage, and even if you do have the space for the storage, honestly, I would recommend getting rid of stuff. Like, oh my God, I forgot I was also hiding another lampshade underneath my bed. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I haven't used it. I don't really care for it that much. So really, it should just be donated. And that's part of the problem is I do love these. I have the storage for them, but you really need to narrow it down to things that you really, really love, because technically I'm not using these right now. They're not functional. And I don't really have any attachment to these except for the wicker one, maybe because my friends gave it to me. But I am going to keep these just because I love them so much. And if I move or something, I would want to put these up in my new house. But otherwise, I really wouldn't recommend keeping these or trying to get it down to as few items like that as possible, because there's no point in you keeping it if you're not appreciating it and it's just sitting in your closet. Meanwhile, someone else might want to find that at the thrift store or something and will actually appreciate it in their house. And if you really do love something, but it's not working or you can't find a spot for it, maybe try a different room, try a different space, try adding in a little table or something that it can sit on, or you could give it to a friend. See if a friend wants it, because then at least it's not going into the thrift store abyss. If you're really close with them and you wanted it back, you could always ask for it back or just tell them like, oh, hey, I don't have space for this right now. Do you want to temporarily take it until I have a bigger space where I could set this up somewhere? I'm not going to do that with these lamps because I actually want to keep them, but that's something you could do. You could see if your friend wanted it. The only other lamp that we actually have that I would want to get rid of is our lava lamp. We have a lava lamp in the living room. I do like it, but the reason that I would want to get rid of it is because lava lamps actually take like 2 or 3 hours to heat up. So when I walk into the room and turn on the lights, that lava lamp is not moving and doing its fun lamp bubbles for like the first 3 hours of it being on. And I'm rarely ever hanging out in there for more than 3 hours. So it just kind of feels useless, but it's Brendan's lamp. So we're keeping it because it's Brendan's lamp. Don't throw out your partner's stuff, okay? Don't get rid of your partner's stuff. I know you don't like it and I know you want to. Don't get rid of it, okay? It's theirs. It's not yours. They live here too. I can't even make like a set criteria for lamps and lighting because I love lamps so much. Pretty much every room in my house has way too many lamps, more than we need. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 in my bedroom right now that I'm just looking at, not including the pendant lights. Like, that's so many lamps, but I don't care. I don't care. Ah. Now on to books. Books all look kind of cool, I would say. You know, a bookshelf full of books looks really nice. And they're all functional, obviously. You can read all of them. So books in particular, the only requirement is, have you read it before? Or would you actually read it in the future? And don't be like, oh, maybe one day I would like to read that. Like, do you actually like this type of book? Would you actually read it? Okay? Even if it's a coffee table book. Because if you're holding on to that book that's like on World War II, but you have no interest in World War II, someone at the thrift store really wants that World War II book, okay? I'm telling you. So we're just gonna walk around my house and look for books. Why We Sleep, this is my new book on sleep that I'm gonna start reading. A Court of Thorn and Roses, that's my sister's book, but I love fantasy books, so obviously we're gonna keep that. It's not even mine. This book that my lamp is on is an astrology book, which I actually do have a fun note about this too. Is that astrology book was a gift. And I'm pretty sure that my sister gave it to me. And a note on gifts, if someone gave you something and you don't really love it, for example, if when you look at that gift, your initial reaction isn't like, oh, so-and-so gave that to me, like, you know, like you don't feel some warm fuzzies about it, and instead you like look at it and be like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so gave that to me, so I have to keep it. Nobody wants you to keep a gift that you feel that way about, and your friends probably aren't going to be offended if you get rid of that thing, okay? You should just clear the space. Just clear the space. We all have too much stuff anyways. Everybody understands that. People's styles change. Everybody understands that. And mainly, you don't have to keep a gift from someone because they probably don't even remember giving it to you. We're all giving all of our friends gifts for birthdays, family members gifts. We don't remember what gifts we're giving everybody. I don't remember every gift I've given to everyone. And the reason that astrology book made me think of it is because I was flicking through it the other day and I sent my sister some photos of like blurbs about her astrological signs. And she was like, oh, cool, what book is that? And I was like, I'm pretty sure you gave me this book, which is called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need if anyone's interested. I like it. I was having fun flipping through it, but yeah, she literally didn't even remember giving me that. I'm pretty sure she gave that to me. She said, I know I gave you a book or two, but I don't remember which ones. Most people just won't remember and won't really care. You should just clear the space. Seriously. That's my note on gifts. Let's get back to the books. I have a few little books down here on my bookshelf. I love fantasy books. Most of these are fantasy books. These coffee table books on my desk are of home design. We're keeping them. I have these books in my bathroom, which I really like. Alexa, turn on the lights. I don't really have a ton of books, but I feel like if there was an area where I have books that I'm actually never going to read, it's going to be here. Most of them are like about interior design and homes if they're a coffee table book, or it's like a fantasy reading book, which I like, or it's my like old nutrition books from when I went to nutrition school, which I probably will want to read again. 9 Perfect Strangers. I feel like this was a scary show for me, so the book's probably going to be too scary. Maybe I would read that one day actually though. I've never read a Stephen King book. Oh, Brutally Murdered. Yeah, no, that's not for me. So cute. Short stories or something. Kind of cool, actually. Harry Potter, obviously keeping. John Lennon, Goose Girl, Van Life. Yes, 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 yes. No. And then the only other books I have are like a couple of vegan cookbooks that I still like. Oh, and we need to hang up this. I've been seeing lots of images on Pinterest of people hanging art on like the front of a bookshelf. So I'm thinking that that would be kind of cute if we did it with this. If I had my candlestick just like hanging on the outside of the shelf. So we're gonna do that. I think it should go low, kind of like right here. Yeah, put it right there. Okay, I'm just gonna go get my drill. And I'm gonna drill a little pilot hole so that it doesn't split the wood. Cute, cute, cute. The only other thing that we need to talk about is art. And art is another tricky one where it doesn't technically have a function. It's not all going to be sentimental pieces. And mostly it's just nice to look at. Which is why I feel like you really need to love the art in your home and just narrow it down by a feeling. I don't know how many people accumulate a ton of art. I feel like art is harder to hold on to because unless you're storing it in your closet or something, it's out on the walls. You're looking at it every day. And usually if you don't like it, then you're not going to keep it. Which I will say another thing about getting rid of art is it's okay to have blank spaces and blank walls. It makes the room feel less cluttered and also makes it so that you can appreciate the things that you have more. Like rather than having one giant gallery wall of like a bunch of art pieces that you feel so-so about, sometimes it still does look cute to just have like one little piece of art on a big wall. Or a big piece of art on a big wall, or maybe just a couple of pieces. It doesn't need to be like filled out always. Anyway, I bought this one because I really liked the frame. I do still really like the frame. I don't exactly love the art, but I don't really want to take it out of the frame and find something new to put in the frame. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I just don't really need it. And all this to say also, I've decided I don't like this horizontal art wall that I put up. And I'd rather it just be blank, or maybe I'll put like a low, long piece of art here eventually. So we're taking it down. I'm gonna keep this one of the plane because Brendan's a pilot and it's cool. So we're gonna keep this one, but I'll find another spot for it. And this one my mom gave to me. She didn't want it anymore. I'm gonna see if she wants it again. I really like the frame. It's like a turtley cool pattern. It's this blue color, but I've never really loved the art in here. It just doesn't really resonate with me, you know? So I'm gonna ask if she wants it because she does love cats. Not that I don't like cats. I just don't really know a cat because I'm allergic to cats. I wish I could have a cat, honestly. Okay guys, and that's all I have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you are inspired to declutter your home decor. This took a lot longer than I thought, and I honestly had more stuff than I thought, which is why it's good to get everything out in the open and group it all together. And I think having to hit the 2 of the 3 requirements was a really good way to narrow it down. It kind of feels as though everything would hit 2 out of the 3, but then you really do find items that there actually is no point in keeping based off of the criteria. Like if something's functioning but you just don't like it, then you don't really have to keep it. Try and find something maybe that will do that same function that you actually like more, like a lamp or something like that. And I don't have too many of these items. Maybe like a few of the plant pots that I didn't really like the look of and didn't have any sentimental value, so then it just becomes a pot. So then I was like, whatever, I'll just get rid of this. But other than that, I don't really have lots of items that don't at least meet 2 of the 3 requirements, but I'm sure that lots of people do. Like for example, those like beads or like those little chains that were really popular, like the wooden chains or little tchotchkes that you like get from Target or from like a homeware store that just goes on display on your shelf. It's not like a cute basket that you could put things in or anything like that. It's just like a weird little sculpture that you're not even attached to that you got at like Walmart or something. I feel like those kinds of items are the ones that are important to eliminate if you're trying to do this process or have things that you need to get rid of. Kind of the things that don't really have much meaning and it's just kind of like, meh. And other than that, not a lot's going on. I've been on a few hikes. I've been trying to like enjoy the last little bit of nice weather. So my parents and I went to Grassy Lakes, which is like a hike out in the mountains. And Brendan and I went and did Barrier Lake 2 days ago, which is a hike I really like. I realized it was the 7th time I had done this hike. But like, I'm kind of scared of heights and scared of hiking in general. Like if I don't really know what I'm getting myself into, I'm really scared of falling off the side of a mountain. So I like that it's in the trees the whole time and then you go up to a viewpoint and then you can go back down through the trees and there's no chance of you like falling off the edge of anything. Believe it or not, I don't really want to fall off and die. So yeah, those are the good ones for me. And it's also rewarding. The view's so good with Barrier Lake. I think it's supposed to snow soon, but we'll probably try and do another hike before it gets like really, really cold. And I also went away for this past weekend, for a girls' weekend at my brother-in-law's cabin. My sister invited all of us, which was so fun. It was amazing. We just had so much fun together, you know, girls just like gabbing, doing little activities, playing games, and having a hoot. It was so fun. My sister planned this like witch murder mystery party, and I took these photos of her like jumping using a paddle as her broom, and she's dressed up as a witch, and they're actually so sick. It was so funny. I'm also loving like this 30-year-old cabin weekend style where we like go to bed at like midnight 30 latest, because I still was tired. Like I can't be going and partying and staying up till 3 a.m. or something. So it was my kind of weekend. It was a lot of fun. And today, actually, Brendan is currently doing his pilot exam to become an instructor. He already has his pilot license, but then he had to do schooling to become an instructor. And he's doing that currently at this exact moment. So hopefully it's going well. We're hoping that he passes. I'm sure he will. So I'm gonna go and make him a cake to celebrate. And then we're gonna go watch Survivor later with my family. So yeah, I got a big day ahead and I'm gonna go bake a cake. What a lovely, lovely life. So I'll see you guys next week. I don't really know what video we're doing next week, but I'm sure we'll cook up something fun. Okay, bye. Okay, Alexa, how many tablespoons are in a half cup?
Someone's making a cake.
Yes, I made a cake. Nice job. Whoa, stopped at the beer store. What? Good work.
What's the green liquid?
That's celery juice. It's the celery. Shouldn't you have stopped probably?
We did one more thing and then went back.
Oh. Aw, you wore your little button-up shirt. Cute.